revels to Mount Hope.
Woo!
This does promise to be a most glorious festival day, my friends, and as well it should. As we all know, we have a right special guest visiting us this day, and no expense will be spared in their entertainments. Sheriff Briggs?
Aye, sir.
I trust that all the necessary safety precautions are in place.
Oh, aye, sir. There is not to worry. After all, the people of Mount Hope are of the most reliable in all of England. Not like those scurrilous sordid jackanapes over the river in Birmingham. My men have been working tirelessly all this morn to ensure no cutpurses, brigands, or any other ne'er-do-wellers or in attendance on this glorious festival day. Town Watch present. Good eye. Now, hey, there you go. Then Applebottom present and accounted for.
Diggory, Applebottom present and accounted for.
Excellent. Well, lads, tell me, have you scoured every edifice of Mount Hope?
We have, Sheriff.
And are all the buildings secure?
Oh, aye, Sheriff, they are.
Extremely secure, Sheriff. Are you quite sure?
Yes, of course we are.
What does thou take us as the town watch in Birmingham? Have you checked the Globe Theatre?
Oh, aye, Sheriff.
Ah, the gaming glen?
Aye, we have, Sheriff.
Have you checked the turkey leg booth?
Sheriff, I was there all morning long.
You were not supposed to eat.
It's only dead.
Have you checked the swashbuckler pub?
Aye, Sheriff. Twice.
What do you mean you went back? And are they all secure to your satisfaction?
Aye, Sheriff. Aye, most excellent masonry all around.
Excellent. Well, then. What?
Most excellent masonry and brickwork in every structure.
Yes, those buildings shan't be going anywhere.
Aye. Let the strongest tempest towns and floor.
The stores and homes of Mount Hope Shire shall never move.
Shire pride.
Boop. Deputies, you misapprehend me. What I mean to say is, are there any unwanted characters about the sign?
Unwanted characters?
Oh, there's some extra E's and L's on that sign over the old jail. But besides that, all letters are accounted for, Sheriff.
We're quite literate here in Mount Hope.
Yes, not like those
Stullets over in Birmingham.
Shire pride. Deputies, are there any bad guys in town? Oh, he's about bad guy. We are not sure, Sheriff.
We'll get right on it, though.
Town Watch, away!
Take away if you do not!
Breathe.
I am reasonably certain all will be well.
Well, let us hope so, Sheriff. I mean, 'tis not every day the king sends his own chosen ambassador to visit our little town. Oh, good people, we have such delights in store for thee. Savory delights to excite the tongue, heavenly music to soothe the ears, acrobats and jugglers to amuse thine eyes, and what?
Tis not the king's ambassador who will be coming this day, man.
'Tis not?
Nay, tis the king himself.
The king himself?
Ah, you know his court.
No, it's fine, Sheriff. I must have misread the royal missive. That's all. It's all that I misread it. I mean, it's the king himself. I mean, of course, that does explain the thrust. No matter. I am sure that the entertainments I have procured will be suitable for one such as His Majesty, and everything is going to be fine, right? I mean, everything. Oh my God, carry me Please, Sheriff! We're doomed!
Now,
Doomed, I say! No, there's far too much that could go wrong!
The cheering man is landing.
What if a turkey leg is undercooked? What if an acrobat breaks a leg?
She can walk on her eyes.
What if the musicians play out of tune?
We'll say that part of the rakish ropes.
What if there's a monstrous snowstorm?
Oh, come now, so it's not gonna snow on a festival day.
It's happened before! A disaster of biblical proportions! A perversion of the very laws of nature!
God, man, get a hold of yourself! Now tell me, who are you?
I'm a dead man walking!
Your name, good man, tell me your name!
Oh, Sir Walter.
Good, and see it again.
Sir Walter Roderick Kensington.
Now what is your title?
The Master of Revels.
What's more, your title, sir?
The Master of Revels.
What's more, by the ninth circle with feeling? What is your name?
I am Sir Walter Roderick Kensington, Master of Revels, Keeper of the Feast, and Bringer of Delight to all in Shire! Thank you, Sheriff.
I shall never have thy back. No.
Oh, my word! His Majesty of Brutus, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me! His Majesty of Brutus! Oh, my word, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. He's coming right here. He'll be here any moment. He's on his way. Oh, my word! He's on his
My good people, allow me to introduce the mayor of our fair village, the Lady Dolores Pepper there.
Well met, Sir Walter. Are our people prepared to meet our Majesty?
I say we're all at the age of anticipation, Lady Mayor.
Aye. But are they prepared in the proper manner in which to greet His Royal Highness?
Surely they know how to already. The king hath visited before, after all.
Sir Walter has not forgotten the quality of our good villagers. They are a simple folk. No offense intended, of course. They do require education on an annual basis. Never mind, I shall take care of it myself. Lords and ladies, good gentlemen, when His Majesty does approach, he shall be preceded. Why am I doing this? I hired you. Get you out of here. Tell me what you do.
Thank you, Lady Mayor. My good people, when their majesties do approach, they'll be preceded by me, and I will instruct everyone to rise with an all rise. These are the star pupils of the class. We'll try it again. I know that was a tricky instruction. All rise. Oh, there we are. I got nervous, Lady Mayor. All right, very good. Well, after a marvelous introduction, I will proclaim, "Long live the King and God save the Queen." And we will repeat, "Long live the King, God save the Queen." We are going to practice, Lady Mayor, for my health and well-being. Most fair. Long live the King and God save the Queen.
Long live the King! God save the Queen! No end.
Oh my goodness, I believe they are hardly awake at all. They must have had a wondrous Friday eventide, but their Saturday morning seems a little bit poor. My dears, you can do better, I'm certain of it. Let's try it one more time, aye?
Long live the King and God save the Queen!
Long live the King! God save the Queen!
Oh, that was glorious. I'm basking in the love that is the sire of Mount Hope. Glorious love indeed. Now, I will tell you, you would think that would be all you would have to do is yell at the monarchy, but nothing could be further from the truth. So men, sit you down. For you see, it is very important that we show proper deference by giving a courtly curtsy and a glorious bow indeed. Now, we will begin with the ladies. So men, sit you down. Ladies, remain standing. Ladies, stand you up. Now, in order to teach a proper curtsy, I must do something that is quite scandalous, which is why we have kept your men seated. Ladies, it may be necessary for you to hold to your men's shoulders, for we do not want any men to fall upon the floor. But it would be, we want no injury to occur on this glorious festival day. You see, I shall be displaying for educational purposes purposes only, my ankle. I know. Oh, I'm so glad you hit his eyes. I was concerned mostly about this one here. Yes. All right, now, are you ready? Hold on to your men. Hold on to your seats if you must. I'm watching you, sir. All right, here we are. Educational purposes only, remember? I do feel a bit naughty. All right, ladies, here we have it. Put your foot in front of you. There you have it, all the way in front. Now, you take that foot and you swirl it all the way around behind. You put your weight on that foot. No, you, in the court, you could stay in a curtsy for a very long time. You put your hands in the air. Ladies, and drop. Well done. Accolade. Glorious well. Wonderful. Now, of course, you may sit you down. I know as you are sitting now in a swoon, good Lord, you are thinking, well, she's forgotten all about this. We are light-headed as it is. Nothing could be further from the truth. For you see, you too also shall have to show proper deference with a bow. And the art of the bow is found in the curve of the cap. And I take my role and my responsibility in teaching you the courtly bow very seriously. So I have searched high and low and high, and mostly low, I'm telling you, to find the perfect cap to instruct you in that fine art. And the best cap on the shire of Mount Hope happens to be the sheriff. Get you over here. It is absolutely sheriff.
What's it on that?
Yes, teach these men
They've been
how to
hiding recently, though, see that? Well then, the first thing thou must do, with thou art showing proper deferences and Her Majesty, is men stand you up.
Yes, there we are.
They were quick on the switch on that one, and the second thing thou must do is take your right leg and put it in front of you, and or your left leg in back. It makes no difference. Then you remove your hat, put in your hand like so, with the top bit facing up like that. And your arms spread them wide like so, as if to say I have no weapons. And then all thou must do is simply go at the waist.
I'm looking at all these caps here, and it is glorious indeed. It feels as though we're at a castle show. Well done. Well, I say sit you down, and I will tell you, ladies, what we have just done here is for you, because we have just taught the men of your household how to bow to the queen of their household. Make you recognize. Yes. Well, we have taught the adults here how to show deference. I see their significance here. That's 2 o'clock on the chessboard right behind us. We have no more finishing school, but we will teach the children not only proper deference, but also equestrian skills, swordsmanship, everything that they need to know about being in the court of His Majesty. So please do bring your lineaments to the chessboard at 2 o'clock. We would love to have you there, Father. Absolutely.
Indeed, Lady Mail, and this being harvest weekend, autumn harvest weekend after all, I would like to let all of our older friends know about the wine storming that will be happening upon the Shire this day. And I indeed just over yon in that stage between our fortune tellers.
I'm here. I'm great storming.
Yes, we are dear experience. We're very much noble finishing school, great stomping, king's figurines. You can see it. Other things upon
That is the thing. But for right now, it looks as though the king and the queen are precious.
and God save the Queen!
Long live the king! God save the queen!
Thank you, Sir Walter, and thank you, good people. Please make yourselves comfortable.
Thank you, your majesty.
Quite welcome. Cleanse our hearts that our boots once again trod upon the good soil of Mount Hope Shire. And we trust that you are ready to treat us to a glorious festival day, aye? Not bad. What does thou think, my love?
There seem enthused enough, husband. Still, we cannot help but feel we were greeted with far more enthusiasm when last we visited Birmingham. Come now, good people of Mount Hope, we ask you again. Are you ready for a glorious festival day?
Now that be a hearty cheer indeed, good people. Yea, a cheer to lift the heavenly firmament itself. And we would brook no more delay in attending to the feasting and the merriment. But first, we must introduce our honored guest for the day, a visitor from the Duchy of Bavaria, an ambassador to Emperor Maximilian of the Holy Roman Empire. Give a merry English welcome to Baron Helmut von Wolf.
As thank you, English people, your welcome is pleasing to me. Allow me to introduce some of my retinue. First, we have my personal bodyguard, Hans Thalhofer, the greatest swordsman in the Holy Roman Empire. Your Majesty, Your Highness, und his traveling companion. In my land, he is known far and wide as the glückliche Landsknecht, which in your language translates roughly to the happy mercenary, Gruber Richthofen. Fighting buffet fills me with joy.
You're all most welcome, Baron, and we are right honored to have you with us this day.
'Tis not by chance that the Baron joins us this day. As you all know, for many long centuries our kingdom, and many others beside, have been plagued by eternal war, as nation would fight nation for dominion, power, and prestige. But now, in the year 1518, more than 1,500 years after the coming of our Lord, we believe 'tis time for a new era, an age whereby the grace of God, all Christian nations may live together in mutual peace and prosperity.
To that end, King Henry hath entreated that the rulers of all the great nations in Europe join us in London to sign a treaty of such monumental impact that the world hath never seen before. For we are all here in the civilized world brothers and sisters in the one true faith, so it is right and just that we therefore work towards our mutual benefit and defense.
However, there are some rulers who feel that England is not but a fledgling backwater, merely one step away from barbarian tribes, and therefore no fitting sponsor for such a treaty. Rulers such as, well, were we to choose an example purely at random, your own Emperor Maximilian, Baron von Wolf.
We mean thee no offense by such mistrust, good king. Bitte, understand, your little island is a very young player on the world stage. It is not your fault that, compared to most other nations, yours seems coarse, perhaps even primitive.
Coarse and primitive. Do you hear this, Catherine?
Aye, we do, Henry.
'Tis the stuff of nonsense.
You may feel so, your majesty, but I represent the mighty and august Holy Roman Empire. We have been the very paragon of history and culture for 1,000 years, whereas it seems only yesterday that you English were painting yourselves blue and fighting in the nude.
But that is, of course, why we invited you here today, good Baron. Would that not give us the chance to prove that England is indeed worthy of her seat at the great table of global matters?
For such a wise and beautiful queen as you, your highness, we would be glad to.
Excellent. Well, and that is why we have brought you here to Mount Hope Shire today, good Baron. We intend to show thee the very best that England has to offer.
Would you do this by bringing us to a mere village festival?
Ah, but the English people are the true England, Baron. These simple folk are our nation's greatest strength, and we are willing to wager that if they cannot win thee over, no one can. Is that not so, my people?
Interesting. Very well then, Geraldine. This is Geraldine Albrecht, my personal scribe.
Helen, I task thee to roam around this village and observe its people. Make careful note of these townsfolk and report back to me.
Worry not, she shall adore every single person in this town.
We shall see.
But enough talk of policy, Baron. We have promised thee entertainment, and entertainment thou shalt have. Where is the good master of revels?
Here, your majesty!
Summon up some amusement for us to start our day.
Oh, I have the perfect thing. Good people, it is my privilege to bring to the stage a man who has quite a way with words. Lords and ladies, accolades for Arthur Greenleaf Holmes!
Woo!
Your Majesty, my queen, I should like to begin by saying that if the good ambassador from the German lands was to make careful note of this particular citizen, he should reflect rather poorly on this. My name is Arthur Greenleaf Holmes, and I am a poet of a largely corrosive nature, and I am not quite used to performing my poetry in front of children. But I have amended my presentation for this moment. I have written a poem yesterday for the harvest, for it is the harvest season, and we celebrate it this weekend. So I should like to give this poem, and I would like to also say that this poem is not thematically representative of my show. So if you come to my show 3 times a day at O'Malley's Pub, it will be not something for the children. Unless you hate your children. This poem is called Harvest. Elmore McKellen, that affable bumpkin, when harvest time came, loved everything pumpkin. At autumn's first chill, he donned his great sweater and think to himself, there's no season that's better. Pumpkin bread, pumpkin soup, spiced pumpkin lattes, topped with a dollop of pumpkin gelate, pumpkin rotini, glazed pumpkin muffins, pumpkin turducken with pumpkin seed stuffing. He ambled about town in his itchy wool weeds, his herringbone cap and self-satisfied tweeds. At home, scented candles and hot pumpkin tea. If ever a bumpkin loved pumpkin, 'twas he. One lovely October, he stood in a patch, deciding which pumpkin he'd most like to snatch. But the fair autumn breeze blew a drowsy perfume, and Elmore grew sleepy and started to swoon. He lay himself down amidst the great lumpy hoard, and he fell fast asleep by a plump ripened gourd. Now, pumpkins are made of congenial stuff, but this pumpkin felt that she'd quite had enough. Enough of being eaten, carved up and mashed, baked and souffled and sautéed into hash, stuffed with a candle, displayed in the square, so she turned and she bit off a piece of his ear. Say, said the pumpkin, I quite like the flavor. A savory flavor I think we'd all favor. A slight taste of chicken, but sweet like a fig. A hint of fresh mint and a rosemary sprig. Firm like an apple, yet moist like a clam, and salted throughout like a honey-baked ham. I like pumpkin flesh, and I'm willing to share it. Come gather round, pumpkins. But how to prepare it? So they rolled him away while he shrieked in despair, but nobody heard him, and nobody cared. In a great iron cauldron they tossed him on in, and they boiled him for hours till the evening grew dim. What a fine feast had they in their sweet pumpkin home, and the meat, oh, the meat, simply fell from the bone. Now, children, don't panic, whatever you do. What happened to him couldn't happen to you. Pumpkins love children. They like harvest time. They enjoy being carved up and ripped from the vine. What's soft? What's that smell? Something's cooking, I sense. Out there, in the field, up the hill, past the fence. Is it pudding? A roast? Or a thick, hearty stew? It's the harvest, you know.
The harvest is you.
Wow.
Well, that was a little scary. What is that thing there, Mahmoud?
This fellow has quite a gift with birds, and his stories remind me of the ones my mother would tell me before bed every night.
Excellent. Well, Kensington, what other events have you planned for us to say that will continue to demonstrate the wealth of English culture to our Bavarian guests?
Well, no doubt the good Baron will then enjoy the annual Mount Hope bout of cudgel play. Cudgel play? Yes, 'tis a traditional English pastime. Two men stand opposing each other, take turns striking their opponents across the face with a cudgel of stout English oak. The loser is the first to fall.
Ah, how cultured. Have you anything else, Kensington?
Aye, cudgel play will be followed by the game of stones.
The game of stones?
Aye.
Does this game by any chance involve hurling large rocks at each other?
The very thing, Baron! As you know, as the old saying goes, when you play the game of stones, you win or you...
That's all right. Did we not see a very large chessboard as we progressed with the Shire?
Oh, that's all thing, Your Highness.
Chess, you say?
The good English people always love a tactical bout of chess, aye?
Aye!
This is a popular English pastime.
To speak freely, Your Highness, I don't believe that thing has seen in use since the last time you progressed through. Haven't exactly been using it.
It is popular indeed, good Baron, and we see we have got an attention of the fond of the game.
Well, I always did enjoy a match with my sister, but I was but an innocent lad in Bavaria. Catherine, we have a magnificent idea. Perhaps you and the Baron might enjoy a friendly game of chess this day.
I think we would enjoy that very much, Your Majesty.
Excellent. Well, and what say you, good people? Would you enjoy a game of human chess?
Aye!
Settle then. We shall meet at, say, 4 of the clock, Kensington.
As you command, Your Majesty.
Splendid. Though, Baron, we warn you. Our wife is a fierce opponent. She is right cutting and will show thee no mercy.
Oh, wunderbar! That is how we prepare it in the Holy Empire.
Excellent. In the meanwhile, we see no reason to delay the festivities any further. People of Mount Hope, we trust that on this day you shall prove England's worth to the world. So go forth. Let there be feasting. Let there be merriment. And by God, let there be wondrous revelry! Please.
All rise! Long live the king, and God save the queen!